Akatine chitab Kolenjin enu chukule geren ketesiet nebo Nenyon TV baroindo ne inegen ne otochin Logoiywekab Emet en koindo ka Nenyon ko Daisy Langat. Ngetaune Logoiywek County nebo Nakuru ole betusiek tutin kotab kisuldaen sautik chebo kirindaet nebo chobet ak aldaet nebo maiwek yemaititoyotin en kebeberta nebo Bararget Kristoi South County nebo Nakuru. Kaimuch komonge en betutab raini kamatik chebo kebeberata nebo Bararget ak kosuldaen bonwekab oret konelekyin kit nemwoe kole kotestai keboronji kora mung'aranoton bo maiwek yemayonotin. Mwoe ichek kole kotestai kokoito kang'ung'uyosiekwak koityi motosiek chebo ripset nebo kalyet ak kotomo kisuldaen kakutik alak tugul chebo keker kole kimuch kiwong mung'aranoton. Genyorun koindab logoiwek kobun Nenyon Ruben Korir.
Egosiek cheng'erenyetab kisuldaen sautik chekikirindoen yaitwogik chebo chobet ak aldaetab maiwek chemachomdootin koboto kerichekab bokitet en komosta nebo Bararget ko kakomong kamatik kobun kebeberaton ak koyai bonwekab oret kochupto yaitwogik choton en mwaet kole kikomuch kokoito kang'ung'uyosiekwak koityi ofisisiek chebo serikali kobaten mamiten kakwautik chekikimuch keib akoi nguniton.
Kikobek lagok, kikokonor chechang, lakini kikiririe, mami chi nekikoswechwech serikali. Kinome chamayinik, koitab polis kirongei, kinome chito koitab polis kirongei, komakityach, ako maite kotini, ako chito kotini, komatuyat sheria, akisome serikali, otoretech kabisa.
Kosubkei ak niton ko kaimuch kokon kurset nekim icheket koityi minista netinye ak tetutikab ripsetab kalyet en emet orit koit keker kele kakimuch kiwong chobet ak aldaetab maiwek choton chekikomuch kowekta let tetutik chebo boisionikab bandab tai en kebeberaton.
Kakobekto kitanaek chebo sukul, kakobekto lagok, kakomeny kamaiwa ako kakeyai kasit ak kimokinde ako makase biik cheoldo maiwek ingoleldos ako bichuton kotinye biik chekerter kunis sharakunam kutishanoto biyo amoche asom county commissioner konam ripotino akoit deputy president office akoit office president raini akongen kole rais nenyon kotinye imani ak wananchi. Kakotar biik maiwek chekere chang'a akotar biik maiwek chekere Kampala
Akuper,
kakochala kikure kuper
ak mogoka,
akure mogoka ak pangat nemi orit ini kakakobek lagokab biik tinye sikimen alak nekabek chuto chekakesichin mien alake kokekorer lagok chechang imeche kekonor akoi au ikonori akoi katasubwa serikali.
Bitu niton en kasarta netesetai serikalitab emoni koityin komonut kirindaetab chobet ak aldaetab maiwek choton kikomuch kowekta tetutik chebo boisionikab bandab tai. En noton ko makat en serikali koker kole kaimuch konamgei kibagenge ak boisiekab kokwet en kirindaetab chobutik cheu choton. En logoiwekab komonut chititotin chebo Nenyon TV chekaimuch koitwak agenge en agenge kong'eten kebeberta nebo Bararget nemiten en sub-county nebo Kristoi murot tai en county nebo Nakuru. Kainenyun ko Ruben Korir.
Kogoi mising Nenyon Ruben Korir kobun county nebo Nakuru geisto age logoiwek choton ngetokyinigei county nebo Nandi ole kakomwa manager nebo kibagengeit nebo lewenisiet ak kamaretab kiwotosiek en county nebo Nandi noton ko Sait Lazarus kole kimuch kosirgei koitet nemiten barak nebo birikab chebo birikab kura chelelachen en tetutiet noton nekoimuch kosuldaen kibagengeit noton nebo IEBC ole mwoe kole koimuch kosir ichek biik 12,600 ole tokyingei kosir birikab kura chelelachen 1,150 komait lewenisiet neo nebo kenyit nebo 2027 ngenyorun Elwin Cherop.
Kamwa Rotich kole kisulda eng oret nekararan siranotok bo enhanced voter registration ole kale ngata komite barak kaitetab biik chetomo kosirgei kokasom ine ichek komongei ak korutechi ofisisiekwak asikosirgei.
As a county we were given a target of 46,342 for that particular phase. And we managed to register 52,630, which was about 107% achievement. So basically we exceeded the targets, but that does not mean that we were able to get everybody on board who is supposed to be registered as a voter here in Nandi. We realized that we still have very many people, especially the young people, the youth, but also people who may not have registered either in 2012, in 2017, and also in 2022. So we have all those categories. By and large, before we get to 2027 elections, we are hoping that as a county we will be able to have registered over 150,000 new voters. Registration is ongoing. The only difference is that this time it is not enhanced. We are not out there in the wards and in the polling stations and in the markets. We are in our constituency offices.
En komastanyi kokoito kurset Deputy Governor nebo Nandi Dr. Yulita Mitei eng ichek tugul chetomo kosirgei komangei asitun konyor boroindo kolewen kandoik chemakchingei.
It is important for the people of Nandi and the people of Kenya to know that voter registration will go on, but will go on at the offices of the IEBC in the respective places. And therefore, if you missed, maybe because you are away from where you could access your ID, maybe when you applied, your ID delayed in coming out, and maybe you have not collected, or maybe you still have you only have a waiting. You're waiting for your ID to come out. We want to ask you to be patient between now and the elections next year. Voter registration will go on.
Kongetege taunitab Kapsabet County nebo Nandi, logoiywekab emet chebo Nenyon TV, kainenyu ko Elwin.
Missing asirindenyon Elwin Cherop kobun county nebo Nandi kistoege logoichoton ketokyinige county nebo Bomet. Lemeng'ik chebo kebeberta nebo Lulusik wardit nebo Mocharakwa en Bomet kwen kokaimuch kobor kaimetab kea kosibge ak kit nemwoe kole kimuch komangei biik chemiten ng'wony na koitet nemiten ng'wony nebo biik kosirgei en siretab kea nebo birikab kura chelelachen nekoiwangei en wikisiek chekokobataita. Akot kounoton komwoe meng'ichoton kole niton ko kosibge ak nemwoe kole kituktochi batea en tetutik choton chebo bandab tai kandoik chebo kebeberatan. Kenyorun Mark Kipto.
Yochin Hilda Ngeno nesome ng'echeretab MCA en wardit noton nebo Mutarakwa kobor ichek kaimetab kei nemwoe kole chang biik choton chemasirgei en komosoton en amune nemwoe ichek kole manyoru ichek tetutik alak tugul choton chebo bandab tai en komosoton noton ko amune maimuch kosirgei ichek. Lewen komosinyonet komi ng'weny kabisa. Makikere ot kandoik kong'eten ngelewen kandoindet konyone kityo betut nomoe ng'echeret ak ye kakosich ng'echeret koutyeni. Ot ortinwek chechang chekichutote chombo Peterut kotomo kai koinde koita. Lagok chechang kobendi sukul kobun oret koyoche korek kwoshek lagok akobun keldo amun matindoi rabinik sigik cheoljinen kambut koiben lagok eut kwoshek akoi sukul mulango koba kolach en yoton. So komokere ale kikotoretech sana kandoik moitu. Okot yon kolelen koborostote komwote ketilat kura komochutu orit ireyu amun yachen ortinwek. Ko kobune kityo oret taban olin akikosoti kityo spikashek kwa umbali. Komi biik chemoityin chemenye orikokushek eleu yu okere. Kasaratan kokoyomis ine neranik tugul choton chemaimuch kosirgei en kasarta noton nekokisirgei keik birindetab kura korutechi ichek Huduma Center anan ko ofisisiek tugul alak tugul choton chekisirengei. Ko en biik tugul chon kikochoban kibandok sana ko lochon kotore form 4 ak eleo kora en yunyon kokonochutote korik komi biik cheechen ot chebo 35 years chekomwa kole tom ketil kibandok. Ko ng'olyon nomwochini neo ko kolenjini amun kokeker chon kosungukonote ko already ndokotindoi kityo ndakamukatkei financial ko konome bichoton akamut koba Huduma Center bakechopchi Bomet. Ko achere alenjini yekibwa yonyon asungukan ngamun kanyoru ne chechang nekit kanyoru biik cheite 50 chekakolenjon kibendi bakechobe kibandok en Huduma. En county noton nebo Bomet ariportechini logoiywekab emet chebo Nenyon TV kikurenon Mark Kipto.
Kongoi missing asirindenyon Mark Kipto. Ingetokyingei county nebo Nakuru ole betusiek tuten kotab kouangei siret nebo birikab kura chelelachen kokakomangei neki kansela nebo kebeberta nebo Tinet Davis Tienei akobor kaimetab kei kotinygei koitetab biik cheng'ering'en chekoimuch komangei kosirgei koik birikab kura. Lekone kursit koityi serikali koker kole kakimuch ketes betusiek alak en tai asikobit konamgei eun kirwokik ak boisiekab kok en kasuldaet nebo sirisionoton. Genyorun Ruben Korera.
Kosubkei ak sitiene kobor inendet kaimetab kei kotinygei ak koitetab biik cheng'ering chekimuch komongei en sirisiet noton netinye ak tiletab kura choton chekoimuch kosulda en ekosiek chekokobata en noton kokon kurset inendet koityi serikali nebo keker kele kataketes ekosiek niton ko sikobit keker kele kakimuktechi konyor chi age tugul boroindo nebo kosirgei. ko president Emet toy ko ngalali ko ngalal akobo ngalekab somote kuraishek ko ngap somote eng korotinwek ko alak olino ko kan kobar koit kaa ole ko matile biik kuraishek ko kakomwa president kunoton ko keba akechek kekerote ko ngebe keker iman ko matesetai kiit ne kararan eng kuraishek. Mimang vijana chekokisir cheiboti kuraishek lakini mamangu biik en namba ne kararan konyotil kura. Ko kono bara aker mising ko komache biik kyok komache biik kemach keba kot en kot.
Akot kounoton ko koimuch kokon kurset neo inendet koityi kandoik chekikilewen koboto kirwokik ak boisiekab kokwet konamgei kibagenge ak nesire keba kot en kot niton ko sikobit keker kele kakimuch kenyor boroindo nebo kosirgei biik tugul koik birikab kura asikobit komuktechi chi age tugul kolewenchigei kandoik choton chemokyingei en lewenisiet neo nenyone.
So ombi nenyunet en serikali ko kotoretech biikab kibondok keib koba sukulisiek ak kechutot kora kokwotinwek kele kakiba kokwet nekile komi sendai nemi yono kimut biikab kibondok ak koba ak biikab kuraishek ketilen yoton chebo kokwonoton tugul keba kora biik en korik biik cheosen boisiek cheosen chepyosok cheosen kiba ketilchi en korikwak. Kabiniton en kasarta nekitokyingei lewenisiet noton neo nenyone ole kurset koityi biikab emet keker kele kaimongkei en chong'indo ak kotil kuraishek ko oret agenge newendi komuktechin icheket kolewen kandoik choton chemokyingei. En logoiwekab komonut cheitotin chebo Nenyon TV ngaimuch koitwok agenge en agenge kong'eten sub-county nebo Kuresoi Murasai nemiten en county niton bo Nakuru kainet korube Korir.
Yetagemi en county nebo Nakuru ko kakekon kurset kuityi kabatik en county nebo Nakuru koker kole kaimuch kosuldaen kolset anan kabatisiet noton nebo minutik cheterter ak kora ketik oret agenge nebo konyorchigei amitwogik cheyomotin ak kora kerib itondo nebo emet. Niton ko kosubkei ak program officer noton nebo Cereal Growers of Kenya Peter Oswata nekang'ololi en kebeberta noton nebo Njoro en kasarta noton nekaimuch kosuldaen tetutiet noton nebo Jaza Miti ole mwae kole tetutiet noton nebo kolset nebo minutik cheterter ak kora amitwogik kotestai konyorunen kelchin alak en kabatik chebo emoni. Chuton ko logoiwek cheimuch korob eun Florence Cherono ne ine ko program officer nebo kibagengeit noton nebo Kefri en mwae kole tinye tokyin nebo keker kele kakimuch kekol ketik bilion 15 en koite kenyit noton nebo 2032.
Naimiza wakulima, miti sio kupanda, miti ni kutunza, na that's why tuko hapa. Tumepanda miti za matunda, avocado, tumepanda papai, tumepanda loquats, tumepanda aina nyingi za miti na pamoja na zile agroforestry ambazo zinatunza shamba, zinafanya vizuri na mimea, especially hizi grevillea ambazo tunasema zina fix nitrogen kwa mchanga, so zinasaidia mchanga. Pia with time wakulima watapunguza matumizi ya zile mbolea za kemikali. Siri ni kwamba tangia tulipoanza hii mradi hapa 2024 mpaka leo hatutumii jembe ile ya mold ya kupindua mchanga, hatuchomi remains ya crops. Hizo zote kama tumetembea kule tumeona zote ziko shambani, na hiyo inasaidia ile tunaita sustainable agriculture.
Lale tunajua kama semi-arid. Lakini sasa tuanze kupanda miti, Lale imepiduka. Sasa tunapata mvua kuliko vile kulikuwa nakaa mbeleni. Kulikuwa nakaa tunamaliza miaka 3 bila mvua. Lakini sasa hata tuanze kupanda miti, mvua sasa ni mingi.
Jaza miti inasaidia wakulima kuchagua ile miti wanapanda kwa maeneo ile wako. Ya pili inasaidia kurekodi ile miti tumepanda. Ya tatu pia kuna mahali ya kuregister nasari yako. Kwa mkulima ukiwa na nasari, unaweka miti zako hapa, alafu wakulima kwa hiyo eneo wanaweza kupata.
Wakulima walikuwa wamepinga kidogo, juu fikira zao ilikuwa ni chakula, lakini kwa muda wameukumbatia huu mradi na wamekuwa wakupanda miti na tumeona matokeo, na pia najipea muda wa miaka 5 mabadiliko kamili yatapatikana.
Tabanag logoiwek choton kokimite minister en ministry noton nebo kipnotosiek ak mwanik kopio wandaye kole miten en nguni mwanik kiamotin en emet ak manyolu kosich koiwesiet age tugul biikab Kenya. Kong'ololi wandaye en kasta noton nekaimuch kotetait noton nebo bunge nebo senate nekakitebsen kotinygei ak kakwotik kokomuch konde ministry nenyin asikeker kele mabit rarunet noton nebo mwanik. Komwa opio wandaye kole kosipkei ak noton nekimuch kibaorionji boriet en emotinwek choton chekimuch kotiengei emoni en ibunet nebo mwanik. Again nguni kokimuch kinde kakwotik chebo keker kele kakimuch kenyorchigei mwanik chebendi kotoreti biikab emoni.
We have got adequate fuel supplies in the pipeline system. All the products, petrol, diesel, kerosene, jet fuel, Honorable Speaker. And this has been made possible, Honorable Speaker, that in spite of the challenges that the world is going through, especially following the turmoil in the Middle East, this country has been lucky to survive that turmoil on account of the very robust government-to-government fuel importation system or framework. Honorable Speaker, the government-to-government fuel importation framework is what has enabled this country to be where it is. Otherwise, we would be talking of something different. Honorable Speaker, many countries, without mentioning even some neighboring countries, have had serious challenges, Honorable Speaker, that you can't believe. But having said so, the latest challenge that was experienced yesterday and part of today was occasioned by a technical and administrative hitch, which we have since resolved. That hitch curtailed the normal uptake of fuel by some of our oil marketing companies. It has since been resolved and normal supply is resuming today. We continue to monitor the happenings in the Middle East very, very closely. And we continue to engage very, very closely with our international oil company suppliers, the IOCs, together with their local agents, that is the oil marketing companies that work with them closely. And we have got no doubt as government that even in the worst case scenario, this country is not going to suffer any fuel shortage.
En logoiwek alak ko kibagengeit noton netelelchin alak katuiyetab kei nebo kiboitinik en emoni koto kokakomongei ak kotorchi siyet kandoindet noton nebo chamait nebo DCP Rigathi Gachagua kosipkei ak ng'alalenyin nebo konekit en mwoe kole tomo koitita tetutiet noton nebo koter kiboitinik chebo emoni kotu ak mwoe kole makat keker kele akimuch kecheng katuyet age nebo kiboitinik nebendi kokoito kang'ung'uyosiekwak. Mwoe ichek kole manyolu en Rigathi Gachagua kochutyi katuyonoton kobaten makat koker kole
we are not fearing as many centers possible. They can bring many centers. The law, the requirement is that the most representative national center is the one that is recognized. This is why the government works with KOTU. All of us, we have the freedom to choose where we will go during election time, and that is democratic rights. So if anybody is annoyed by Dr. Fred Atwoli supporting put of the second term, that is personal, and that will be a way of being undemocratic, because you can't stop somebody from supporting the party once.
Kubet is they are here, Nat they are here, everybody is here. So the question of saying he has let workers down does not arise, because individual union will always deal with CPS individually.
En logoiwek alak kokomongei rubeiwotab president en emoni Professor Kithure Kindiki akomwa kole manyolu ketesyi bolotet tetutik chebo ripset nebo kalyet en emoni. Kamwa Kindiki kole mitei tai serikalit nebo emoni kobun ministry nebo ripset nebo kalyet koker kole akimuch kiwong yautik tugul chebo chelesosnatet ole kabit ng'alalenyin. Betusiek tuten kotab keboru terchinet en county nebo Kitui. Niton ko moyet nebo kebeberta noton nekiboen kiagik.
We should not politicize crime. That is the easiest shortcut to losing the war against crime. And for all recurring recurrent crimes that keeps on reoccurring, whether it's banditry, terrorism, and other forms of organized crime, the easier excuse is the politicization. Instead of breaking down the infrastructure of crime and violence in a long-term manner. And that's why I've insisted on a long-term sustained approach, because even if a particular incident is addressed and people are taken to court and are jailed for life, then tomorrow there will be another attack, and the other day there will be another attack. And I like the way you put it, that we've had a similar incident like that before, and I've been here several times. There are some measures we took that time that gave us quite a lot of progress. But still, the nature of these conflicts and these criminal activities is that they require long-term solutions, which we are working on. And the same way we have been able to suppress banditry significantly, the same way we have been able to suppress terrorism in the Boni Enclave, northern Kenya for a while. First and foremost is peaceful coexistence among the people of Kenya. Secondly, the position of government from a security standpoint is that the ever-occurring incidents of conflicts between pastoralists, farmers.
Kawangunet ab kei nebo logoiwek choto chitab Kalenjin ko kakituch logoiwekab emet en koindo che kokitetuna. Kainenyon ko Daisy Langat, testai iker ketesiet nebo Nenyon TV amon Kimi Gaa.
Nenyon TV.